What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Noob. So, I don't know if you've been recently hearing, we're supposed to be getting a sequel to the James Cameron Avatar film, supposedly next year. Now, I don't know about you, but I wasn't really a fan of it. And then there were rumors, which I've read about, that apparently James Cameron, with the balls on him, wrote 4 sequels. That means we've got Avatar, Avatar 2, then 3, 4, 5. I really wasn't a fan of it. I mean, yes, when Avatar came out, first of all, I was already not liking the film because at the same time, it had won a lawsuit against M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender. Even though that movie didn't turn out well, still, I went into this movie going, I'll check it out. Now, visually, it was stunning. I actually saw it in IMAX. I saw it in 3D. I saw it in normal. I went a couple times. I went myself and I took my family. But at the end of it, I wasn't as much of a fan as a lot of people were. Now, I'm not saying it was not good. What I'm saying was it was a movie that was done before and a lot of people did not put 2 and 2 together. I want you to think back to the whole plot of Avatar. Let's break it down into simple form. You got white people ending up on a land that wasn't their own, searching for a special metal, having problem with the people who originally lived on that land, forcing them out of the way, while one white guy eventually starts to intermingle with one of the natives' females. Blah, blah, blah happens. Eventually, he starts defending the natives and falls in love with the native woman. Alright? Sounds like kind of the basic plot? Oh, I'm sorry. I just described Pocahontas. If you hadn't put 2 and 2 together, Avatar is Space Pocahontas. This movie is nothing more than a rehash. Now, I am someone who doesn't like to use the phrase by the numbers or by the book, but this movie was by the book. It was a space version of Pocahontas, minus the singing. Thank God for that, because I don't think I want to see any of them singing. Like I said, you had your main character, who is basically John Smith. You've got the female... What were they called again? The Na'vi. I'm sorry, it's been so long I couldn't even remember what they were called. The female Na'vi is basically Pocahontas. The military guy, I can't think of what his name is, but the real grizzly military hoo-ha kind of guy, he represented the main bad guy from Pocahontas, the royal ship commander, whoever it was that was only after the gold. And now they had little characters here and there representing other things, but let's face it, if you break it down to that form, it was Space Pocahontas. Now, James Cameron, you did well. You brought cinema to a whole new level. The camera work, the CG, the facial animation, all that. You did. Who you worked with, who you got to do this, great things. But when it comes to a story, Pocahontas in space does not need 5 movies. Hell, Disney proved it back in the day when they tried to make a straight-to-home video of Pocahontas 2. And how many of us actually remember that Pocahontas had a sequel? Not that many. And you wrote 4 sequels, but what exactly are you going to bring to this? At the end of the film, the natives kicked out the white people. They said, get off our planet, we're done. Now, unless your next film has got basically the equivalent of Starship Troopers landing and destroying all the aliens, there's not much you could do. Now, I've heard rumors that supposedly people who have died will come back. Maybe like Sigourney Weaver's character, because she died, but maybe she's somehow mixed into the plant matrix or whatever. But what is it going to do? Because right now, I know I don't want to watch it, and a lot of people are interested, but at the same time, they don't remember much about the Avatar because it's been so long. It's been 10 years, and we're not getting this first sequel till next year. Why? Why write out to 4 sequels? I mean, let's face it, James Cameron, you are a very, very good director, producer, whatever titles you like to take. But to have the balls to write out that far, I mean, good for you, but I don't think it's going to happen. And I want to know what you're going to bring to the cinema. Because let's face it, back in 2009, your film was on top. There was nothing to match it. But now, 10, 11 years later, what you did is what we pay a couple extra bucks for to see in the IMAX theater. Unless you're going to do the Ripley's Believe It or Not 4D equivalent of a movie where we actually get sprayed water on and there's wind blowing and stuff, I don't see any reason why I would want to pay extra to see this movie. I may go see it because I have A stubs with AMC, but there's no hype, there's no excitement. Let's face it, there have been so many delays that I'm not even really believing it's coming out next year. This is just a little ramble of mine. I just had to put it out there because it's been on my head for the last couple days, but I have no urge for Space Pocahontas. How many of us actually remember the original Pocahontas? Hell, how many of us actually remember this movie without having to go back? Now, some of you might actually go, oh, I remember the plot, blah, blah, blah. But does it sound like the plot of Pocahontas? Other than the basic plot, what in Avatar would make you want to come back and see the sequels? Me, personally, nothing. The only one that would have brought me back was Michelle Rodriguez, but she died in a plane crash. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts, guys? Do you want to see 4 more sequels to Planet of the Smurfs? I don't. I can go see my other movies and buy popcorn instead of seeing this. I don't know. What do you think? Thanks for joining me. This was just a little rant I had to have. I just had to get it out of my brain. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'll catch you later. See ya.